So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, I saw a article from Daniel Dubois, and I think he was I think he gave a face-to-face interview with a channel as well. And Daniel Dubois said he basically wished Billy Joe all the best. He said he will come back stronger from that. He goes, I hope his eye heals up and he will come back stronger. And he was doing well in the Canelo fight, Daniel Dubois. I actually think that was a very classy thing to say from Daniel Dubois. I've seen a lot of fighters dig out other fighters. I saw, when Eubank said stuff about Kell Brook, and Kell Brook then, when he lost to George Groves, Kell Brook came out and criticized Eubank, you're not this, that, and the other. And Kell Brook really, got stuck in because of the stuff that Eubank said. Fighters always, when you talk rubbish about another fighter, or you say something about another fighter, I feel like a lot of fighters wait for the opportunity to get back. And Daniel Dubois, in my opinion, for me, Daniel Dubois is quite a classy guy anyway. He comes across quite classy. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would come out and say something like that, because I just think he's a classy individual. Also, both of them are trained by the same trainer. And I just think he probably wants to keep it cool. You don't want to have that friction with one of your camp teammates, and I'm pretty sure maybe off camera, maybe off air, Daniel Dubois and Billy Joe may have a chat, and now Billy Joe may realize what it's like and what Daniel went through in that fight. Because let's be honest, Daniel Dubois had a horrific injury as well. You know what? And you know what? A lot of Daniel Dubois got called a quitter. Billy Joe Saunders is now being called a quitter. It's wrong. For me, neither of them are quitters. For me, they both had very serious injuries. And those type of injuries, I feel, once you get that and that's been diagnosed, or the corner thinks that, whoa, the fight should have been stopped. For me, Daniel Dubois should have probably been stopped by his corner, just like Billy Joe Saunders was. Because I just think those type of injuries, they become life-threatening. And what I mean by that is, once there's a chance that this could have a life-changing injury, it might not be life-threatening, but life-changing. Right? And that what I mean by that, by having, an eye socket broken, you could go blind. That's very serious. That's not, a broken hand, or that. We're talking about something very serious here. And the corner, I feel like the corner, and obviously these guys aren't doctors, but there are doctors there. I feel like as soon as a doctor because the doctor can see that. I think if the corner, thinks that, something's not right here with the eye, they should call the doctor, and the doctor should come out and look. And if they think it's something like that, they should stop the fight, because it's too dangerous. We've already seen so many, casualties and, so many tragic incidents in boxing. We don't need any more. We don't need any more. And I feel like when something is picked up like that during a fight, the doctor should come and check. And then if they feel, they should just call the fight off. And I know it may sound like, well, that way there'll be a lot of fights, but at the end of the day, boxing's a sport, right? It's there to entertain us. It's not there to see people get hurt, I know boxing's a hurt business, but at the end of the day, I just feel like a serious injury like that, the fight should be stopped. Simple as that, in my opinion. Because I don't want to see, I'm a boxing fan. I like to see knockouts. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. Do you understand? And that for me, the fact that he had an eye socket smashed in 3 places, that's a serious injury. That's a serious injury. I don't like the fact, and this is what's really annoying me, that Billy Joe Saunders seems to have a lot of fans that are backing him up and saying, well, Dubois took a knee and this, that. You do know that Dubois probably had that eye socket smashed way before, and he went on for so long. Like, Billy Joe got hit with that shot, and he fought probably a minute after that. And then he went to the corner, and then he didn't come back out. Or that they stopped it, which was the right thing to do. And Dubois should have been stopped earlier. He should have been stopped earlier. But Dubois was in so much pain. The eye had got so bad, and the swelling had got so bad, right, that he just couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't take it anymore because it was so bad. He probably couldn't see, and it was in so much pain. I remember my dad, when we were watching it, my dad my dad said, no, you know, when they were saying, did he quit? And they, you know, Carl Frampton was giving him so much stick, so many others, but my dad was like, no, no, no. My dad's, you know, the thing is with my dad, he's very sympathetic, like empathy. He has a lot of empathy. Like, he's the type of guy, when he sees something, no, stop, the referee should stop it. The referee should stop it. What's he doing? Stop the fight, or the corner should stop it. Is he throwing the time? Like, he's very, like, like, you know how, like, some people are bloodthirsty. My dad's not like that. He's just like, no, no, stop the fight. Stop the fight. You know, he doesn't want to see anyone get hurt. And I remember when everyone was criticizing Daniel Dubois, my dad was sitting and he was like, no, 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 the right decision. He made the right calls taking a knee. He made the right decision, because you could clearly see the guy's eye was messed. And the fact that, and my dad, I remember speaking to him, and he said the guy was so brave that he went on for so many rounds like that. He goes, we don't know what, you know, sometimes you're seeing 5 of them in there. You don't see, people don't understand these type of injuries with your eye. You know, it's not, like, can you imagine losing sight in your eye for 15 seconds, how you'd feel? And let alone someone punching at you, but just you lose sight for 15 seconds, you'd go crazy. Imagine you having to fight through that. You know, it's easy to sit here and talk. It's a very, very serious, you know, very, very serious. So for me, what Daniel Dubois did was right. The only thing I had about Daniel Dubois is the fact that it really hurts me, the fact that he got so much criticism. The guy was only a 21-year-old guy. He got so much criticism, undeserved criticism. I saw guys coming out and literally talking rubbish. But now when it happened to Billy Joe, it's like everybody's like, you know, many of his fans are coming out and protecting. But where was that for Dubois? Why did Dubois get a lot of hate? A lot of criticism? He didn't deserve that. He actually was fighting a heavyweight who's like, I know people are saying, well, Billy Joe was fighting Canelo, but what's that got to do with it? Dubois was fighting a heavyweight who's 18 stone, 19 stone, who's jabbing you in the eye. That's a lot worse. That's a lot worse when your eye's broken and then you got a heavyweight jabbing you in that eye. You know, Dubois is a warrior. And to be honest, I got even more respect for Dubois after the way, because he could have easily ripped into Billy if he wanted to. But he didn't want to. He wanted to stay classy. And I think got massive respect for Dubois. And let me say this, Dubois might not talk a lot, but he's a warrior. And I think people now, a lot of those people that criticize Dubois should apologize for some of the stuff that they said to him. I don't want to take any names, but I saw the interviews and the way people were ripping into Dubois. Oh, he's a quitter, he's this, he's that. The amount of people that ripped into Daniel Dubois, it was embarrassing. Embarrassing. He's a 21-year-old, right? He had his whole career ahead of him. And what was it, the 10th, was it the 11th round, 10th round? I can't even remember what round, but it was late on in the fight. And he was fighting so many rounds with that. Against the heavyweight, who's probably 19 stone. I know someone pointed out on Twitter, oh, well, he was fighting an average heavyweight. Billy was fighting a pound for pound. But what's that got to do with it? I'm pretty sure Canelo wouldn't beat Joe Joyce if they were to fight. So what's your point? The fact of the matter is he's fighting a heavyweight who's jabbing him constantly, 19 stone guy jabbing him in the eye when his eye socket's already smashed. Yeah, to be honest with you, I felt for Daniel Dubois, because Daniel Dubois got a lot of criticism. I actually think Billy Joe hasn't got... I know there's people that don't like Billy Joe that are criticizing him, but Daniel Dubois got a lot of undeserved criticism. Undeserved criticism. He didn't deserve it, because I actually thought he showed plenty of heart in that fight. Plenty of heart in that fight. And to be honest with you, I hope Daniel Dubois comes back and reaches the top, because he's a classy guy. And I think his response for Billy Joe, he could have easily had a go at Billy Joe, but he didn't want to, but he wanted to keep it classy. And fair play to the guy. I hope the guy gets to the top. I hope he becomes a heavyweight champion. He's young, you know, he's a good fighter, like Daniel Dubois, got good power. You know, he's still raw, but he's going to get better. But yeah, I thought he got a lot of undeserved criticism. I remember me and my dad and my brother, we were having discussions when he fought Joe Joyce, and my dad was like, no, the right decision. He made the right decision. You know, he took the knee and made the right decision. You know, made the wise decision. And I think now people will probably look back at the Dubois and feel like, you know what, we were wrong. We were wrong criticizing him. He didn't deserve that kind of criticism. I never gave Dubois criticism, even when it happened. I said, no, he didn't quit. I think we as boxing fans, I've said this before, need to stop that kind of bloodthirsty kind of mindset. Because Dubois, for me, is a warrior. Because if he wasn't, he wouldn't have fought on so many rounds with a swollen eye and a broken eye socket against a heavyweight who's constantly jabbing you in it. And I remember when he took the knee, he got a jab right on that eye, and the pain was bad. He probably lost sight. Because the eye was already bad, and when he got hit there, he probably just lost sight. You know, it's for me, Daniel Dubois may have even been winning. You know, it was close fight. If that didn't happen, he may have even gone on to win the fight on points. Who knows? And the fight was pretty even, a very close fight. But that injury, you know, was bad. And I just thought he got a lot of undeserved criticism. But I think he stayed classy. I think both incidents were right, in the sense that both fights were right. They should have been stopped, because we don't want to see anyone get hurt in this game. You know, so I think the right decision was made, even though Billy Joe's corner pulled Billy out and Dubois stopped. That's fair enough. You know? Because at the end of the day, you know, you can't please everybody. There's going to be people that are going to give you stick no matter what. But at the end of the day, the true boxing fans, the hardcore boxing fans, appreciate both Billy Joe and Daniel Dubois, because they both put it on the line. At the end of the day, I'm not a guy that's sitting here making these videos trying to have a go at boxers. Oh, they know they need to fight. Because let's be honest, if I was in there, I wouldn't have that kind of courage either. They're a lot more courageous than we are. You know, I told you a story that when I was younger, my brother threw an onion, like a massive onion, right? That, you know how hard an onion is? Imagine when it has all the thing, an onion, right? He threw it really hard. It hit me here near my eye. And I'm talking, the swelling was massive, like massive. And it was paining like anything. And I was walking around in so much pain. I was just like, oh man, I'm in so much pain. Imagine fighting through that. Imagine going through that pain and fighting through that. And that wasn't a broken eye socket. Imagine what a broken eye socket feels like. Can't even imagine what that feels like. And that's what those guys have to fight through sometimes. Are there some fighters that might have fought through what Billy Joe had? Yeah, possibly. Margarito, I believe, fought with an open. But again, some fighters need to be safe from themselves. Paulie Malignaggi fought with a, broken eye socket. And I think he came out and said something, in support of Billy Joe. Because he knows he's been through it. He knows what damage and how hard it is. I remember when Kell Brook fought Gennady Golovkin, and Kell Brook kept dabbing at the eye. Paulie Malignaggi said that I think Kell Brook might have broken his orbital bone. I know that feeling. I've had it done to me before. So he saw, because Paulie had gone through that experience, he saw what Kell Brook was suffering in there. So he pointed out on commentary, I think he might have broken his eye socket, because he had that same feeling when he fought Cotto. You see, boxing's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, and I don't think. Sometimes I think, you know, boxing fans are very ruthless, very ruthless. They don't understand that these guys are just normal human beings like us. Yes, they're very courageous, they're tough and that, but at the end of the day, when someone's hurt, they're hurt. Doesn't matter how tough you are. And I think sometimes we, as boxing fans, need to lower our expectations a little. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I'm pretty sure most boxing fans don't either. So, for me, personally, I think the right decision was made. Billy Joe's a warrior. Daniel Dubois is a warrior. I think the right decision was made on both parts. And I think Daniel Dubois coming out in support of Billy Joe is great, you know. I think people that are saying that he quit and stuff, you know, they're entitled to their opinion. I definitely don't think that. I don't think any fighter, you know, if I believe a fighter's word. Because like I said, most fighters are very courageous people. So I believe what they say. If they can't go on, they probably can't go on because they're in a lot of pain, you know. So, yeah, I think we as boxing fans need to learn how to respect fighters, you know, rather than have a go at them. Because let me tell you, 95% of fighters give it their all in the ring. You know, these are very serious injuries. And I wouldn't expect, I actually think it would be crazy for somebody to go on with something like that, because you don't know where that could end up, or how that injury could end up. You know, so I think, like I said, there's life after boxing. Remember, you know, boxing, we're hardcore boxing fans, and sometimes to us, boxing's our world and whatever. By the end of the day, there's life after boxing for these boxers as well. And if there's something that's good, if the boxing ring or an injury is going to impact you after boxing, then there's no need. There's no need. That's why I think that if there's any kind of health concerns, you straight away, the fight should be stopped. But that's just my opinion. Everyone thinks differently. Everyone has a different view. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.